Hello children, we are discussing the chapter 11 of your book, that is motion and measurement of distances. What is motion? When an object is said to be changing its distance, its place with respect to a reference point, with respect to a stationary object, then that object is said to be in motion. अगर कोई एक ऑब्जेक्ट बचे किसी एक रेफरेंस पॉइंट, किसी एक स्टेशनरी पॉइंट के कंपैरिजन में उसके रिस्पेक्ट में अपनी पोजीशन चेंज कर रहा है, that is known as motion. In that chapter, in the first video, what we have discussed is, first we'll discuss the story of transport. What is transport? To change the place from one to another is known as transport. In earlier times, the people used to, or the human beings used to move on their feet. They used to travel on their feet. They carry the luggages on their backs and then move on their feet, and that's how they, travel the distances. That's how they transport from one place to another. Next, then the human beings domesticate the animals. The domestication of animals makes the transportation easier for the human beings. As human beings use the horses to travel, the domesticated animals like horses to travel, the donkeys are used to travel. Then the discovery of wheel occurred. By the discovery of wheel, the people used to make the carts, the bullock carts or the horse carts. Those carts helped the human beings to travel from one place to another. Then by the discovery of steam engine, the mode of transport changes completely. We'll discover the motor boats which travel on the water, we'll discover the automobile industries, due to which we can travel very faster. So those industries are dependent on a type of steam engine. Nowadays, the petrol and diesel operated engines are there, as well as there are certain spaceships which works on liquid nitrogen. By those spaceships, we can travel into the outer space. So this is what the story of transport is. Then we discussed measurement. What is measurement? Measurement is the process of comparing a unit, comparing a quantity which is unknown to us, to be measured with the fixed or the standard unit of measurement, to be measured with the standard unit of a measurement, or you can say the standard unit to measure a physical quantity. जब बच्चों हम एक unknown quantity को compare करते हैं एक standard unit से, that is known as measurement. उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? Measurement. Next, physical quantity. What is a physical quantity? Physical quantity है क्या बच्चे? जब बच्चों हम कोई भी vegetable या fruit buy कर रहे हैं, we are going to a shop or a vendor comes to our house and we purchase a fruit or vegetable, then a physical quantity is measured by that vendor, and that physical quantity is mass. If we are standing on a railway station, on a bus stop and waiting for a bus to come, then we are measuring discussing a quantity, physical quantity, that is time. So any quantity which can be measured is known as a physical quantity. ऐसी कोई भी quantity जिसे हम measure कर सकते हैं, that quantity is known as a physical quantity. The example of the physical quantities is mass, distance or length, time and volume. Areas, these are the physical quantities. The quantities which we can measure easily are known as physical quantities. Next, to measure the physical quantities, we require certain units. In earlier times, we use rough or inaccurate units. We use approximate units which vary from one person to another, like body parts. In earlier times, the units of measurement was handspan. This is the handspan, the length from this thumb, tip of this thumb to the tip of this finger. This is one handspan. Next one is cubit. The arm length is cubit. Then pace. One step is referred as a pace. Foot. The length of a foot, 1 foot of a person is foot. Next, fathom. The outstretched arms is known as 1 fathom. The tip of this hand to the tip of this hand in stretched condition, that is known as 1 fathom. 1 fathom is generally equals to, in the case of normal human adult, is 6 feet. But that varies from one person to person, bache. That is what the limitation of those earlier units is. Those earlier units are not accurate and reliable. Why? Because the length of the body parts varies from one person to another. हर person का fathom same नहीं है, हर person का hand span same नहीं है, हर person के foot की length same नहीं है. Some have 5 size, some have 6, some have 7, and some have 10. So that foot size varies from one person to person. That means the measurement will also vary from person to person. So to make that stabilize, to make that constant, to make that fixed and regular, we discover certain standard international units. The standard units of measurement. The units of measurement which are fixed and does not vary from a person to person or a place to place are known as standard units of measurement. The units which will remain fixed for every person, for every place, are known as standard units of measurement. There is a laboratory in our country, that is the National Physical Laboratory, which is situated in New Delhi, that has kept that standard unit, that has kept that standard 1 kilogram mass, that also have that standard 1 meter length. They also have a standard unit of time, that is for 1 second. In the comparison of those standard units, we always measure these physical quantities. और उनके comparison में बच्चे हम ये physical quantities measure कर रहे हैं हमारी daily life में. Next बच्चे, that is standard international units. They are given that name, that is standard international unit, SI unit, on the basis of a French name. These units were discovered in 1960, and every physical quantity has its own standard international or SI unit. Why we require those? Why scientists or researchers require those? What is the advantage of these units? What is the advantage of having SI units? We require SI units or standard international units for the sake of uniformity and accuracy in the physical quantities measurement. These units will remain same for every country, same for every place, बच्चे. That means there is uniformity in the measurement. Uniform रहेगा बच्चे measurement, सब जगह एक जैसा रहेगा, एक length सब जगह change नहीं होगी. So for that accuracy and for that uniformity, for that convenience in measurement, we require standard international units. The standard international unit for the length or distance is meter. The standard international unit for mass is kilogram. The standard international unit of time is seconds. And the standard international unit for volume is meter cube, or you can say cubic meter. Now we will discuss measurement of length. What is length, bache? Length is the distance between the 2 points which we want to measure. For example, bache, if suppose that is a point A and that is the point B, we want to measure the length between this, then this distance between A and B is known as the length of AB. अगर बच्चों हम A और B के बीच की लेंथ मापना चाहते हैं, that means between these 2 points, which what we have to measure is distance we have to measure, and that distance is known as length of AB. We use various devices, various measurement tools to measure the length, or you can say measurement of distance. To measure the length, we can use a ruler or a scale. We can use a measuring tape or a meter rod. This is a measuring scale, bache. You all must have it, bache. This scale has a reading. At the left, it has written as 0, and on the right, it has written 30. So this scale can measure up to 30 centimeters of length. So that is the scale or ruler which we use to measure a distance that is within 30 centimeter more accurately. Next, bache, the second one is measuring tape. That is a measuring tape. As you can see here, below this label, 0 is written, and then the number are increasing, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So this is measuring tape. If I want to measure the size of this circle, then I use measuring tape because it is flexible, bache. And if I want to measure this length, then I want a more hard thing, and that is a meter rod, because that is not flexible. Meter rod is a meter, a length, or you can say a length of wooden or a glass material, a plastic material, which will remain stable, which is inflexible, which is unbending. That is meter rod. But this is measuring tape, which is easily flexible, which can be bent easily. So if I want to measure the diameter of a ball, then I use this, because this can easily wrap around the ball. The next one, I'll show you a measuring tape, but that measuring tape is a hard one. This material is not so much of flexible nature. By this measuring tape, I can easily measure the length of this board. So I place this at the top, and then till here I can measure. So this is the measurement of this board, bache. It is approximately 120 centimeter in length, bache. So that's how you can measure, by the help of measuring tapes, bache. These are the readings written over it, bache. Below this mark there is a 0, then it is 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on, bache. It keeps on increases, and this is the measuring tape which is used to measure the length between the 2 points. The SI unit of length is, as we have discussed, bache, meter, represented by a small m. But sometimes it is not very convenient to measure the small lengths in meter. So for small lengths, we use centimeters, and 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. 1 meter में कितने सेंटीमीटर होते हैं बच्चों? 100 centimeters होते हैं. So if we want to convert the meter into centimeter, then what we have to do? We have to multiply the unit with 100. For example, if someone asks you how many centimeters are there in 2 meters, then we have to multiply it with 100 centimeters. So it will be equals to 200 centimeters. If someone asks us how many how many centimeters are there in 4.5 meters, then what we have to do? We have to multiply this meter with 100 centimeters. And we'll get 450 centimeters. So that many centimeters are present in 4.5 meters. So if we want to convert the larger unit into the smaller one, we have to multiply it. And if we want to convert the smaller unit into the larger one, then we have to divide it. For example, if someone asks you how many meters are there in 120 centimeters, then what we have to do? We have to divide it with the 100. That will be equals to 1.2 meter. तो अगर बच्चे सेंटीमीटर को मीटर में कन्वर्ट करना है तो 100 से डिवाइड करेंगे, और अगर मीटर को सेंटीमीटर में करना है तो 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. For more smaller units, we have millimeters, mm. 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter. That means 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeter. देखो बच्चों, 1 सेंटीमीटर में 10 मिलीमीटर होते हैं और 1 मीटर में 100 तो सेंटीमीटर हो गए, तो मिलीमीटर कितने हो गए? 100 मल्टीप्लाई 10, दैट इज 1000 millimeters. For larger distances, for long distances, we use kilometers, and 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. If we want to go to the space, or if the scientists or researchers or astronauts are going to the moon, then they measure the distance in light years. The very or extremely large distances are measured in light years. 1 light year is equals to 9.46 into 10 raised to the power 15 meter. So you can write it as 946 and then 12 zeros are there. That much meters are there. So this is the length, that is light years. Now we'll discuss certain rules to write the symbols of the units. The first rule is the unit symbols are always right without the full stop. For example, if you want to write the meters symbol, it is never written as that much. Full stop is never followed up after the unit. It is written as this. kg is written as this much, not like this. So there are no full stops in between the units or followed up the unit. The units or the symbol of the units are always written without the full stops. Second, symbols of the units are not written in plural. For example, if we want to write the 100 centimeters, then it is incorrect. The correct representation of 100 centimeters is this, without full stop. Next, my mass is 78 kilograms. So it is not written as this. This is incorrect. 78 kilograms is written as 7a without the use of full stop, as well as without the use of s or es, that is the plural form. So symbols of the units are written without full stop, and they are always written in the small letters without having their plural unit. The third and the last one is they are always written in the form of small letters. For example, meter is written as small m, not capital M. Seconds is written as small s, not capital S. So the symbol for the units are always written without full stop. They are always written in the small letters, and they're never written as in their plural forms. Now we'll discuss some questions, bache, of unit conversion. The first one is, Radha's house is 6,540 kilometers from her friend's house. राधा एक लड़की है बच्चे, उसका घर 6,540 मीटर दूर है अपनी फ्रेंड के घर से. Then the question is asked, calculate the distance in kilometers and centimeters. First we'll do bache in kilometers. What is given to us? The distance, and that distance is given to us in meters, as the symbol is never written in the plural form and always written as a small alphabet. Next, we know that bache 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. That means the larger unit is kilometer and the smaller unit is meter. 1 किलोमीटर में 1000 मीटर है बच्चे, इसका मतलब किलोमीटर बड़ी यूनिट है और मीटर छोटी यूनिट. And if we want to convert the larger unit into, the smaller unit into the larger one, then we have to divide it. So the distance in kilometers will be 6540 divided by 1000, that is equals to 6.54 kilometer. So that's how we convert the distance given in meters into kilometers. By dividing the meters to 1000, we get the unit in kilometers. Next, in centimeters. The given distance is same bache 6540 meters, and we know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. No full stops. That means the meter is here the larger unit. Next, distance in centimeters. 6540 meter multiply 100 centimeters, so that will be equals to 654,000 centimeter without the full stop. Units are always written without full stop. Do remember this. This is the rule to write the units. So the incorrect units are now corrected. So bache, for unit conversion of meter into kilometer, that is smaller unit into the larger unit, we are dividing it by 1000. And if we are converting the larger unit, that is meter, into the centimeters, then we are multiplying it with 100 centimeters. So that's how we convert the unit meter into kilometer, by dividing it, and meter into centimeter by multiplying it. Second question बच्चे, Rahul has a rope which is 2 meter long. उसके पास एक रस्सी है बच्चे जो 2 मीटर लंबी है. Express the length in centimeters. Same बच्चे. The given distances is in meters, and how much meter is given? 2 meter. We know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. So the distance or the length of rope in centimeter will be equals to 2 meter multiply 100 centimeter, that will be equals to 200 centimeter. If it says also converted into millimeters, then multiply it either with 10 or directly multiply 2 with 1000, as 1 meter has 1000 millimeter, so multiply it with 1000. And 1 centimeter has 10 millimeters, so multiply this with 10, we get millimeters. So that's how unit conversion is done.